Public housing projects like Pinnacle at Duxton entered the spotlight recently when 9,000 public and private residential flats were announced to be built on the land now occupied by the Keppel Club. This interest is due to something known as the lottery effect. And with us to expound on this term is senior correspondent Ee Lyn. Hello.
Hi.
Could you elaborate on what the lottery effect is?
Okay, I think this term was made sort of popular with the Pinnacle at Duxton estate. So when it was first launched, it was very exciting. You know, it was a very unusual, refreshingly unusual public housing estate, and it got a lot of attention. And for the 1,800 units available, it was very well oversubscribed. I think there were about 5,000 applicants. So what happened was, what happened was, HDB decided that it would go through a balloting system, you know, and that's how people got the units. And then it was also predicted that, you know, these people would get a windfall, and indeed they did. You know, as we have seen in recent years, homeowners who have sold, you know, have made a lot of money, and thereby giving us this term, the lottery effect.
Right, so it's getting that big amount of money from this luck of the draw situation, right?
That's right.
So why is it so controversial?
Well, it's controversial because these are HDB flats, so obviously they are taxpayer subsidized. So it brings on the question, should taxpayer money be used to enrich people, you know, people who are benefiting from public housing? So that's the question. The other controversy that's connected to it also is the balloting system is not exactly completely impartial, because there are certain categories of people who are given some priority. For example, people who are in that area and who are displaced, their children, grassroots leaders, you know, first-time home buyers, so they get a slight priority in the balloting system. So it's not completely impartial. So that again draws some controversy.
Right, because it's giving them certain benefits that other people may not have. So is it problematic, would you say, for people to see this as sort of a money-making venture or like an investment venture?
Okay, now there is a whole spectrum of views, you know, and when you ask that question. So on one end of the spectrum, some people feel, why not? You know, why begrudge the winner of this lottery? You know, just let them enjoy the luck of the draw, you know. After all, you know, many people have won the lottery, and, you know, why deprive others? Okay, and then there's the other end that says, no, you know, this is public money subsidized. We really, you know, especially if it's for a development that we can see has great potential, you know, such as the coming HDB flats that we built on the Keppel Club site. You know, some people are saying, no, you know, maybe that piece of land should be dedicated only to private housing, you know, and make people pay for it. So why should the taxpayer be subsidizing this kind of housing? And then there is yet a very interesting view, and this thing I chanced upon actually whilst researching this article. We actually dug up a very old clipping from more than 30 years ago, and it's something that the late former Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew actually said, and he was actually talking then about how, you know, he talked about how HDB then didn't have a sophisticated pricing mechanism, that it was building 1-2-room rental flats, you know, on reclaimed land on Marine Parade and selling them for a song, you know. And so he said, you know, you don't have a proper pricing mechanism, you know. And then he also went on to talk about how it's evident that, you know, for example, resale flats in Tanjong Pagar and Whampoa, they are very different when it comes to resale prices. So, he was calling on the HDB to differentiate the, prices properly when making, when determining their sale prices. So that's something to think about too. Yeah.
Right. So whether differentiating the property prices is going to mitigate this sort of luck of the draw lottery effect.
Yes.
Right. So, well, it remains to be seen. We don't know how the impacts of this just yet, because it just sort of happened. But thanks for sharing more with us, Ee Lyn. And if you'd like to read more of these analysts and the full article, do head on again to our website. That's www.straitstimes.com.